So, welcome to the Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation podcast. I'm Morgan Rector, and I'm joined by Raymond Hazen, my co-host. And we're going to start off today's show by we've written our own Ricky-style knock-knock jokes, which are addressed to Raymond, to Leahy and Randy, theoretically, of course. How many have you written?
I didn't actually get any of my own. I just went over all and found all the best ones I found from the series and stuff.
Okay.
I was having a hard time thinking of something on my own off the top of my head. I mean, if you came up with your own, brother, that's brilliant. I would love to hear some of those.
Well, it's stream of consciousness. It's like total. It doesn't even have to make sense. It's Ricky, right? So,
very true. Very true.
Well, I came up with three. I guess I can. I came up with three. You can use three of the ones you found.
Okay.
And I'll do one, and then you do one. We can do it that way.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So the first one is okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Mr. fucking stupid dum-dum head who can't fry a fish stick on both sides because he's too distracted by a fucking shirtless idiot who looks like shit because he fucking sucks because you didn't know that because you got so drunk you pissed out half your brains because you're so fucking stupid fucking... And then you just trail off because he's drunk or high, right?
Oh, that's great. That's great. That reminds me of one of the ones that I just saw that I love. I'm gonna try to make one up on the spot here, probably for number 3. We'll see. Okay. But one, it was perfect because it is Ricky to Leahy, and he goes, "Knock knock, Leahy," and then Leahy responds with, "Who's there, Ricky?" And he goes, "Fucking shitty, fucking trailer park supervisor that hangs around with a big gutted drunk elf." Thinks he's going to get us thrown back in jail, but he can't because he's got no evidence. He's dumb as fuck. He goes on this other thing going on in his head that's flying around alternately around and fucking get different. Fuck!
Was that from the Christmas special?
I think so. I mean, because Randy in the elf suit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I would assume so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. No, it totally was.
I watch the Christmas special every year for Christmas. That's the only time I watch it because otherwise, it wouldn't be special. But that's part of my holiday tradition now.
I have that on my list of Christmas episodes for sure.
Yeah,
I watch it every year, definitely. We might have to do a Christmas special around the Christmas episode. Who knows?
We'll do it high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
An alcoholic trailer park supervisor who couldn't supervise his own piss hole, running around with an idiot who never wears a shirt, and he should because his gut sucks because he eats too many cheeseburgers. Why don't you and Randy jump in a liquor bottle and drink yourself to the bottom because you're such a fucking stupidity head and float across the shitty at sea to fuck off island?
Wow, buddy, that's good. Oh, I like that, man. I don't know how I can top something like that. You did good, bud.
Thanks, man.
Now I see why you needed the time to write a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mine, I was just doing research looking. Let's see here. What do we got here? What's another good one? Yeah, I don't know. None of them are as good as yours, buddy.
No, it's all right.
Because they're all repeated ones. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Somebody.
Somebody who?
Somebody's wife. Somebody whose ex-wife owns a trailer park is the only reason why you got the job as trailer park supervisor when you got fired from the police force because you fucked up big time. But we're not going to talk about that, are we? And now you're going to get fired from this job because you're nothing but a big fucking drunk who can't even run the trailer park.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that season 2? I think it was season 2. When the trailer park's all trashed up and Leahy's running around in that jersey.
Oh yeah. When he ran for the election. Yeah.
Yeah. Which there was one that I saw from there when Sam was running for trailer park supervisor.
He's giving a speech on mushrooms or acid or something. He said that.
Yeah. They snuck him mushrooms so he would fuck up the his election speech or whatever.
What did he say about Ricky's ass? Or at some point he's like, and all Something Ricky's ass. I forget what he
Oh,
said.
something about like I think was it Kiss Ricky's ass or
Something like that. I'm not sure.
something
Yeah.
like that, man. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched season 1 and 2. I'm gonna have to dive into those next.
My last one. This one would be just directed to Randy, and actually, he is the trailer park supervisor now, isn't he? Since he's dead now, so I guess Randy's the top dog. So this it goes knock knock.
Who's there?
A greasy cheeseburger eating idiot with no shirt who dresses up as a bee pollinating flowers in Dum Dum Land because you're so fucking stupid. Nobody would put you between two sesame but Nobody would put you between two sesame seed buns because you're so fucking greasy. Onion rings think they're better than you, so fuck off.
Oh man.
I guess when you say something like that, the pants are coming off, right?
Yeah, definitely. I should have went first, but we should have ended on yours.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. What do I got here? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Hey, okay, and remember this is the one where they're on the roof and he's got him tied down by the rope.
Oh yeah.
Right after you pepper sprayed Luke. Yeah. Okay, so knock knock.
Who's there?
I'll tell you who's fucking there. A drunk, washed-up police officer who arrested Lucy, put pepper all over her while she's pregnant, which is fucked. And now he's got nothing better to do than scam award money from a stupid, dirty, dancing fucking tree, all to win the love of a half-naked chia pet guy who likes to steal other people's girlfriends and knock them up. Isn't that right, Randy? You're both dumb as fuck. You're drunk again, Jim, big time, and you both fucking lose, and it feels great. The best part, if you remember, Randy has a response to that. Do you remember what he says?
I don't recall.
From up there, remember Ricky's spraying him with the hose in the face, and then Randy calls down and what do you say? Doesn't feel that bad, Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, Randy.
Do you remember what episode? I think it was when Randy and Barb and Jim were like in a threesome relationship. Was that when he said, "You two are off frig dancing"?
Yes, yeah, when you two are off frig dancing. That's when Randy was going through his yelling about cocks phase. Remember, everything was horse cocks.
Yeah.
Buffalo fried chicken cocks.
my good pants.
My good pants.
Oh boy. Well, I was checking out some more pictures from Jeanna Harrison's Onlyfans account. Looks pretty hot.
Oh, did you finally check it out?
Yeah, like if you go to Google Images, there's a bunch of stills there. I don't think it doesn't look like she appears nude, but she, it's close. But she's very scantily clad, but she's hot. You just have to find some way to divorce yourself from your memories of seeing her as a little kid. But wow. Well, it's a hard economy right now. Everyone's
it sure is.
COVID
it sure
going
is.
on.
I mean, whatever pays the bills, right?
Well, apparently, she was living in Ottawa, which is the capital city of our country, and she was working for a politician. So I know that ended. Maybe it was because of COVID, but she only works part time on the show because I think they shoot most of it like just during the summer, and she's not in the jail series at all. So I guess it's been quite a while since she did any acting. And also, I think in Canada, in American TV, some people get what they call residuals, where basically it's like a profit share and you keep getting paid as long as the show's on the air, but I don't think that exists in Canada. And she also probably didn't make much money since it's like they get paid what's called scale, which is minimum wage in the film industry. So it's like, I don't know, $15 an hour. So she's got to hustle, right?
Definitely. I mean, if you got the thrills that pays the bills, man, why not?
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow. She sure did. I just looked it up here, buddy. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's she's got like this red
red dress.
Yeah. Looks really good in that.
Yeah, she does. For the viewers out there who are can't see, which we're not showing anything anyway. Don't worry, it's not very. There's no nudity or anything. It's cleanly done. It's nice. The picture I see.
Yeah, it's what they call boudoir photography.
Yeah, for sure.
But you have to pay something like, I don't know, $30 a month to look at it. I don't know. I feel like seen all there is to see, really, unless she decides to take it to the next level. But,
Oh, this little maid suit here is pretty nice.
oh yeah, yeah. There's one shot. There's one shot where she's like, I think topless and lying down on a bed, and she's just wearing panties. So it goes about that far. But I guess she does it live, so I guess maybe it's kind of like a strip routine. I don't know.
Oh, or maybe you can like pay her to watch her like sit on balloons covered in shaving cream or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, I looked at the schedule. There's something called League of Legends. Is that a game?
Yes, I believe that is a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I think maybe so. I don't know. Maybe you score some points and she takes something off. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it's a good plan, I guess. You'll want to brush up on your gaming so you can get her to take more off, I guess.
So what is that like a new millennium version of strip poker?
I guess it is. Yeah, a lot of women are getting these OnlyFans accounts, and yeah, it's a way for them to do their own pornography, I guess, and they get paid directly. So I don't know if people can download from it or not, because I know a lot of porn companies have lost money from that, from people just spreading it all over the place. But I guess with this, it's protected. So, do you know who Paul Flart is?
That name sounds familiar.
He's a guy. He lives in Florida, and he started uploading videos of his farts online. And at one point, because he was doing it at work and he was working in a hospital, he got fired. You're not allowed to make recordings in a hospital because of confidentiality issues. And so he became a viral celebrity. So it seems like something he could do too. I mean, this everyone's trying to capitalize on their talents, I guess, online. So I wouldn't be. Yeah, he's kind of a blue collar guy. And they call him Paul Flart partly because of the movie Paul Blart. He has that look about him. But he's like the kind of guy I can picture living in Sunnyvale for sure. You should check him out.
What's his name again? Paul Flart.
Paul Flart. Yeah.
Like Paul Blart, but Flart.
Yeah. I can picture him being a character on the show, actually, because I mean, you had a burping guy, Phil Collins, Philadelphia Collins. All those scenes where they hit him in the stomach and he like belches, and yeah, like when the bottle kids threw the bottles at him, and that time when
Oh yeah, I did.
yeah, or when they performed CPR, when they performed CPR on him and he woke up belching. And,
Oh yeah. Yeah, remember they're tearing little holes in the bubble gum foil so they don't put their lips on it. And he's
oh
like,
yeah,
because Bubbles like, he's got mackerel on his, Ricky, there's mackerel bits on him.
oh god, yeah.
That's back when Phil was walking around selling the dried fish and mackerel off the hockey stick.
Mackerel and blueberries, yeah.
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 Paul Flart, here he is. The
Yeah.
farting security guard.
Yeah. He's got this video on YouTube called Fart Fart Fart, and it's like a minute and a half of him just farting in different volumes, different longevity, different keys. He's a very talented man.
Yeah, I got one of them here right now. I mean, are these all authentic? That's the question.
Yeah, those are real. Yeah. he's got an he's got an Instagram account with like hundreds of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I guess there's a new market out there. Maybe we can make sort of like a music subgenre or something.
Yeah, right. Well, I was suggesting to him, like, do some ringtones or something, That'd be a good idea.
Mm. Yep. It kind of reminds me of I imagine that you've probably seen it since they're from Canada also, but Letterkenny.
Yeah, I watched an episode or two of it because it's funny because you bring up Trailer Park Boys, and people also bring that one up because it's a Canadian series about working class people. But I tried watching it. I couldn't get into it really. I found it kind of stilted. Like there just doesn't seem to be a lot of chemistry between the actors. whereas the actors on Trailer Park Boys knew each other for years. Like one photo that came up on one of the Facebook groups showed there's this old photo of John Paul Tremblay and Patrick Roach. They looked like they were in high school or something. So they go way back. Those guys. Did you ever see the photo of Pat Roach when he was a teenager? He's like at home wearing a fast food uniform.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I was like, wow, talk about a prophetic image. Ended up playing a guy who was obsessed with cheeseburgers, and he worked at a fast food. He was flipping burgers years ago.
But in one of the seasons of Letterkenny, they create a thing called Fart Book, which is basically like Facebook, but for farts.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so instead of people like posting what they're gonna do, like, hey, Tom's getting charged up for Saturday night. I'm getting my shirt pressed or whatever. Right now, you just would post a fart and you could like press the button. So I guess it was more like a MySpace in that fashion, because MySpace used to have music. If you remember, you could click on it and the music would play. This way, you push it and then the fart would sound. So you could upload your farts to your profile and people click on it and they can hear your farts.
Oh yeah.
It was called Fart Book.
Oh, maybe they took their cue from Paul Flart.
They might have.
Yeah.
They might have.
Yeah, he actually made a video of himself getting fired too. That's pretty interesting to watch. But I wrote this piece today. I'd envisioned it like I don't know, like a week or two ago. But I think I mentioned last episode. I identify as white trash, and most people I think who live in trailer parks may identify as such as well, or some may be in denial about it. And a lot of the characters on the show are. They don't actually identify as such on the show, but you can see that quality about them, like with Philadelphia Collins, I think. And so I wrote this thing called the White Trash Code of Ethics, and I'm just going to go through it each one by one. So the first part is be loyal to your family and friends in both good times and bad. Like I find people who are status conscious or obsessed with money, they're not as loyal. They tend to be fair weather friends, but people who white trash people, we stick with you no matter what's going on in your life.
Sorry.
It's all right.
But yeah, I agree 100%. That is a good number one, and I would say we feel the same down here. And I mean, reason being, people with a bunch of money and stuff, yeah, you're going to have some good friends, but a lot of people are going to be around just because you got a bunch of shit,
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have nothing to offer but your company, those are the people who are actually friends, and those that stay around a lot, it's going to be a lot more real because they're not benefiting from you financially. You get what I'm saying? It's just, in a lot of other ways, mentally, emotionally, compassion, love, all that. You might benefit in those fashions, but financially you don't. So, and a lot of people only care about finances. They only care about the Benjamins,
Oh yeah, totally. People who are from the skids, you lose your job, whatever, your life's in the shitter. They stick with you. You know what I mean? They're still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it happen with people I've known people who were more middle class, and when you're down and out, they're gone, man. It's like I remember Louis C.K. in his most recent stand-up special. He was talking about after his big scandal where everyone found out he was jerking off in front of women. He said he lost a lot of friends, all those people in show business and everything. He still has a few friends left, and so he's, I don't know who they are exactly, but I think it's people like us who tend to stick with our friends no matter what's going on. There's limits, of course. I don't know if you'd stay friends with a guy who was caught molesting children or anything like that. That's
no, definitely not.
You can take that a little too far, but but yeah, if your friend loses his job or something, or gets sick, I believe you stick with them,
and that's the thing about jerking on in front of women. You got to make sure that they know you're doing it and they want you to do it.
Well, he did ask them, though. That's the weird thing. He said, "Can I do it?" And they didn't. They said yes or they said nothing. So that's kind of, it became a legal gray area there, which may be why he didn't get charged. Though he did tell one woman he was doing it over the phone. Yeah,
They have that come up between, like recipes. Oh yeah, by the way.
apparently, yes. He just said that. Yeah, I'm jerking off. By the way, Dave Chappelle he did a really funny bit about that. He said, "What, bitch? You can't hang up a phone?" He could have been lying, you know. So yeah, yeah. That's even if you asked first, that's probably not a good idea.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm masturbating right
Yeah, right.
now. Oh, that's something else.
I wouldn't even do it in front of my girlfriend, to tell you the truth. That's such a I don't know. It seems like it's hard to look cool while you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? Male master,
Yeah.
male masturbation, female masturbation looks great. You know, if you ever watched it in porn, it's like there's something very graceful about it. Whereas male masturbation is just chaos. It's just really pathetic. It's not something I would do. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like when you catch a dog taking a shit, and that look on their face, like
Yeah,
I'm ashamed. I don't want no one to catch me. I gotta hurry and get this done with as soon as possible.
either either that or what are you looking for? You know, what are you looking at me
Right?
for? Yeah, it's got to happen.
I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
So
Uh,
the second one is never concern yourself with keeping up with the Joneses. Never measure your personal worth in accordance with your financial status. So I think you do that, and you're just setting yourself up for misery. You know, people who are I've known people again who they're middle class, in some cases more than middle class, and they were some of the angriest people I've ever known. They're just instead of being grateful for what they have, they're just angry about what they don't have. And
mm,
if they end up having less, it affects their self-esteem. And
materialistic.
yeah, totally.
Mm,
So yeah, I mean, and that shit, it really has no meaning. You know, a lot of rich people will even tell you, like, you know what? It's like Bill Gates once said, no matter how much money you have, it's the same hamburger. You know, so he's not really obsessed with being rich. He doesn't seem to really care
yeah,
that
but the
much.
more money you have, you can buy more expensive cheese to put on that burger,
Well,
and it
that is
does make
true.
it
Yeah,
better.
yeah, that's right. Or you can get a gourmet chef to make you a burger.
Right?
Yeah,
Or you get some like truffle aioli or something up on that piece.
yeah. Or have a goddamn Burger King set up in your home.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
your own
Well,
Burger
yeah,
King.
why have one burger when you can have the whole king?
Yeah, yeah. You guys, America has a lot of burger joints I never tried when I was there. Is the In and Out Burger, is that a good place? Have you been there?
In and Out's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all right. I like their burgers a lot. I'm not a huge fan of their fries,
Oh yeah.
but but if you ask for them semi well done, because I don't know, they're just a little soggy normally, in my opinion. But if you get them semi well done, and then you get them animal style, is the way they do it, and basically that just means they put grilled onions and cheese, and they call it spread or AKA secret sauce, which no matter where you're at, wherever it is, secret sauce is just Thousand Island dressing. Might be
Yeah.
made differently. There's a million different ways to make Thousand Island dressing, but that's what it all is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, totally.
But that's all it is. Animal style. You hear In and Out, you hear animal style. It just got grilled onions, cheese, and there's spread Thousand Island sauce on it. You do that, that's pretty good. But their burgers are pretty good. I like their burgers for
Oh
sure.
yeah. I did try White Castle. I like theirs a lot. I tried Crystal. I remember liking it. I don't remember what it was like though. But yeah, it was that was all right. The United
Now,
States, you guys are
now,
great with fast food. The Americans, you really mastered that.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We got too much shit to do.
Yeah,
We ain't got time to sit around. But what's funny is the amount of time that we save in the food preparation. We still have to wait in line. It's like a Disneyland ride. We made our fast food restaurants just like Disneyland. You got to
yeah,
wait in line for 45 minutes for a 20-second enjoyment.
yeah. Right. I guess that's why you guys invented the drive-through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long one too. That's like a funeral procession going through those drive-throughs. Is
Some of them, yeah.
is Jack in the Box good?
I like Jack. I mean, they're all okay in their own way. If you ask my opinion, I mean, they've all got good things and bad things. You know.
You're lucky
But
because
I
everything in America is cheaper too. Like there's just so much competition for everything. Like we pay more for books and everything. Fucking McDonald's is more expensive here.
well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, inflation keeps going up, and the fact that they're just printing out more money these days to pass out more money to everybody, so they're just printing more. I mean, who knows? Inflation goes up, the worth of the dollar might start going down here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully not, but it might.
yeah. Well, I have this picture on my Instagram account. My Instagram, by the way, is Morgan Rector 77. This guy took his stimulus money and he rented a billboard, put his picture and his number on it, and basically he's advertising for hoes, looking for women that way. Yeah. So it wrote on it, "This is why we can't have shit." So yeah, it's pretty funny. So the next one is accept yourself for who you are, not for what society tells you who you must be. I think people like us, the working class, white trash, blue collar, whatever you want to call us, I think that's true for most of us, right? Like we're just, this is what you see is what you get.
Oh yeah, definitely. I am who I am, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know, and we should always be ourselves. Be true to yourself, and
Well,
I mean, because in the beginning, we came here by ourselves, and we're leaving here by ourselves.
yeah.
However, you believe you got here, that's just how it is. I mean, unless you're a twin, but realistically, unless you plan on taking your twin out with you, which you should probably not tell anyone, you're going out by yourself. So
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, life is hard. You come in here crying, right? So
right, yeah.
yeah.
Could you imagine that if you're a twin? No, we came together, bro. I'm taking you with me. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're dying tonight.
But going through life, I mean, it's hard enough just being who you are, but man, going through life being a phony, that must be really rough. When you can't be like those celebrities who identify as characters rather than who they are. That must be kind of weird, right? Like I know, like the Trailer Park Boys characters, they often appear in character. That must be really hard.
I mean, I bet it's awkward, like not knowing when to turn it off and when to turn it on,
Oh yeah.
or being in character, not even really realizing it at times.
Oh yeah.
Like
It must be rough for Rob Wells to constantly to have to be stupid on purpose. Like he feels like saying something smarter, but this isn't what Ricky would say, so he has to dumb it down all the time.
yeah, because Rob's actually a smart guy.
That's what they say. Yeah, he's supposed to be very intelligent. And
Yeah.
and of course Mike Smith has to completely put himself away. Bubbles. He's got the glass. Apparently he's legally blind with those glasses on, and in fact
Yes.
he wears glasses now. So
Yes, well, I've been going to say that. Like in the beginning, like I watched things from behind the scenes from way back when, and Mike used to talk about how he'd walk around the set and like he can't see shit.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
see nothing with them glasses on, and it ain't good for our eyes to be fucking them up like that.
Oh yeah.
And wearing them for long periods of time, and like he'd be walking around with them on because they'd be doing scenes, and he's not wearing them for 2 or 5 minutes. It's like an hour or 7. He might be wearing them.
Yeah, I think he said
And,
they give him headaches
but-
too. I think too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so to hear that he might actually be wearing glasses now, like I believe that. And
Oh yeah.
as much as I love Bubbles and the Trailer Park Boys, and I mean I hope they're do seasons until at least I die. Like I feel bad for the guy because his eyes are gonna be shot eventually.
Oh yeah. I think they actually have to give him like verbal cues to tell him where to walk and where to stand, because otherwise, yeah, he's just in a complete fog. He's
Well, I imagine so. I mean, those things are
they're coke
dang
bottle
near
glasses. Yeah.
an inch thick.
So yeah, the next one was like, well, I guess this may be a repetition of the previous one. Be genuine, never put on airs. So I don't even know how to be fake, to tell you the truth. Like whenever I've been in situations where I felt like I have to be like someone else, I have to act like I don't. I just found like it's not even possible for me to do that. I find that's really hard to do.
Oh, for sure. I don't know. I've never known a situation where you can't be normal because anyone around or anyone who hears about it would know later on, like, hey, that's not you,
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And then we live in the world of fact checking. So, I mean, they're going to fact check everything. Unless you're supposed to be, slightly fibbish. Like if you're trying to embellish or like if you're trying to be a storyteller or, if it's fictitious, it's okay to, I guess,
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is you do have to pick your spots, I guess. Like, if there are children around you, you can't talk about Gina Harrison's OnlyFans account. You know what I mean? There's certain things you can't talk about around kids, but other than that, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to deny who you are. But yeah, there's some times where your behavior has to be appropriate to the occasion. Like, try not to swear at a funeral. At a wake, it would be okay, but not at a funeral. Not everyone's funeral is like Ray's at the dump. So,
well, they should be. I hope that's how mine is.
yeah,
Fucking way she goes, bud.
getting dissed by Rick, getting dissed by Leahy and Randy. And,
Yeah, sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't.
yeah, did
Just the way
Randy?
she goes.
I forget. Did Randy wear a shirt for Ray's funeral? I think he might not have.
Was he wearing the green button-up one, or was that something else? No, I'm not. I'm not thinking. I should look that up.
Because he doesn't wear a shirt in winter either. So
No. It's very few times he actually wears a shirt.
now that must be hard working on the show in the winter time. The few times, like the Christmas special, that must have been brutal for him. Yeah.
Oh, that must have been. I mean, freezing cold,
Yeah.
right?
Like nipples that could cut diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nope. Here it is. I'm looking at the beginning of it, and there's Phil. Bubbles is standing up there trying to give the speech. He's got his little jacket and the black button-up shirt, and it just flies down. Remember? So
oh yeah.
come over and zip it up for him.
Oh, yeah.
But no, Randy's there. He's got like. Shoot, he looks like a one of the Beatles with his hair long greased to the side of his ears like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And his big old gut. But yeah, so no shirt. But Leahy's still there. Mr. Leahy, I sure miss him.
Yeah, me too. So the next one was, while it would always be nice to have more, be grateful for what you do have. So, and actually, that I was kind of inspired by the character of Ricky, because he's like, just today I watched the episode, The Rub and Tug, where they lost all their money from the massage parlor, and he's like, "How much do you have left? $40. Want to get something to eat? You know what? If you got enough to eat, and you got a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, you should be grateful."
That's all that matters.
Yep. There are people in the world who don't have as much as Ricky, which is pretty sad, but it's true.
Very true.
He at least has that car, so he's got pepperoni and smokes, so he's happy.
Hey, and as long as you got some liquor and smokes and your car's your roof, and you at least get about 4 or 5 pepperoni cocks in you a day, you'll be all right,
Yeah, exactly. All right, the next one is work hard. What was it that you said you do again?
Right now, I'm an IHSS worker. I live at home and help take care of grandma and go to school online for 3D animation. But prior to that, I was a chef for like 20 years in various restaurants in the Napa Valley and up here in Lake County and whatnot.
Oh, sweet, yeah. So,
yeah.
So what are you going to be doing, like motion graphics and animation?
Yeah, that's what I want to get into is motion graphics or 3D modeling. Like when you watch Pixar, you see the character. The 3D modeler is one who builds the character, or they build the tree in the background, in a 3D program. And so I'm learning how to do both those. Been doing that for about a year and a half now, and
oh yeah,
it's pretty fun. Yeah,
you're in the right location for it. How far away from Los Angeles are you?
Shoot, I'd say about 9 hours.
Oh wow,
so it's a good distance. California is pretty long. It spans a good distance. But anyway, that's here. Yeah, it'd take about that to get down to Lake LA. But I mean, you got Silicon Valley, you got San Francisco, you got a bunch of places. But besides just there's 3D companies all over the United States. I mean, there's a ton in Canada.
Yeah,
There's a whole
true.
bunch. There's a whole bunch in New Zealand. I mean, once I get my degree, I plan on broadening out. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about looking at the Toronto, Nova Scotia area just because I mean, I've always wanted to come up there and visit and check it out and maybe move up there. But my family just moved over into the New York, Pennsylvania, Buffalo-ish type area. So they're not too far off. They're all in the same time zone as you, bud. So
Are you interested in designing for gaming as well, for games?
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna open up for either or. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm only gaming or I'm only commercials or I'm only, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
would
yeah.
limit myself jobs. I'm open to whatever, but I would like to uh, ultimately one day do my own like short films or short animated series, things like that. I don't know, just tell my own little stories,
Yeah, well,
or I don't know, who knows? Maybe the Trailer Park Boys might need a motion graphics guy in the future.
well, there's actually a gaming company in Nova Scotia in the town of was it Peggy's Cove, I think, or no, Lunenburg, I think it was, and they're actually pretty acclaimed. I mean, when you think about it, it's not like making movies where you have to have studios. I mean, these are, they're working on computers. Everyone's got a computer on the planet now. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah. A lot of these companies and stuff, you can just work straight from home.
yeah, yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wrote a script about a guy who's basically like he's an astronaut, but he's got a suit that enables him to fly into space without a spaceship, and he discovers new worlds. So maybe we could collaborate on that
Really?
someday. Yeah,
Maybe we can.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Are you
Might
familiar? Are you
we
familiar with
might have
the?
just birthed something right here.
Yeah. Well, are you familiar with Black Sabbath? Their music.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's named after one of their songs, Supernaut. So that's what he is. But of course, I'd have to get the
Okay.
rights to that title and everything. But it's kind of based on that kind of scenario that they described. So he's like an astronaut, but he's got instead of being dependent on space shuttles and those big white suits, he can just fly off by himself and fly at light speed and all that kind of stuff. He can
Kind of like the
fold.
Rocketeer in space.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of like Iron Man, but even more
Yeah,
advanced. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of like that.
There you go, like Iron Man. It's better
Yeah.
than Rocketeer. Rocketeer wasn't really, technology.
Oh yeah, this idea is far more advanced.
Yeah, Rocketeer was just a
Yeah.
little tin can helmet and a jetpack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the next one is play hard. Well, I can tell you play pretty hard.
That's right.
You hit the bottle and you hit the. Were you smoking
That's
weed
right.
earlier, or were you just smoking cigarettes right now?
Yeah, no. I don't really smoke cigarettes. I honestly don't. I only do a little bit, like when I've been drinking and stuff. Then every now and then I'll want a cigarette or two. But for the most part, I don't really smoke tobacco. No, it's strictly weed and weed products and stuff for me, man. And yeah, I mean, I had some bong loads earlier, and I got the dabs, a couple dabs. I'm sitting here, got the pen right now. Some I don't remember what kind of some sort of indica.
Yeah, I'm indica too. That's the only. If I smoke sativa, I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking nervous breakdown. That shit just. It's just bad. I don't go anywhere near that shit.
No, makes no difference to me.
Yeah, I just start having bad thoughts and shit. So yeah, goes to the wrong part of my brain, man.
Well, then no sativa for you, then, bud.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's right. So wait,
Uh,
what's the legality situation in California? It's totally legal there now?
totally legal for recreational use. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
as long as you're over, I think it's 21. I think
Hmm.
might be 18. I don't want to be 18. I don't really know. I don't pay attention to age limits. I'm almost 40. So like when they start talking about age limits, I'm like, I don't care. I stopped caring about that almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And plus, I was able to grow a full beard by the time I was like 17, dude. Trust me, I've been going to the bars since I was like 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't been carded for beer since before I could buy it.
Yeah. That's awesome. You got a head
Yeah.
start.
So I've never really cared about age limits. So I mean, it's under Uh, uh, I mean, if it's under 30, which all age limits are, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're totally legal here, and so like I got a store around the corner, and they got all
Nice.
the shit there. There's another one downtown. They've got the beverages. They've got it in like almost any form you can imagine, edibles. And I see what I think, and I feel strongly about this. I think like maximum security prisons, the place where they have the murderers, like the really bad offenders, violent offenders. They should give them like weed edibles or something that would decrease the
Why
violence.
not?
I think that they should do that.
Well, the silly thing is okay. A lot of people incarcerated are medicated by them on not just antibiotics. Like a lot of people get things like Thorazine and I don't even know what the heck it's called. This thing called Remron, dude. I don't know what a Remron is, bro. But all I know is we used to you take one of them Remrons, dude, and you're out for like 36 to 48 hours. I'm not even kidding. Knocked
Holy
out
shit!
cold, boom, and then you wake up hungrier and shit, and you wake up and eat everything you have in the house.
But you know what?
Right?
You take
And
medication like that. That's gonna fuck you up even worse. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And it's like, but they do this, because like no one's gonna cause shit when they're walking around and on that. You ever seen a guy on that Thorazine shuffle?
Was it they
Like
kind of
they're just
drool as they're walking along? Yeah.
like they're just everyone kind of just like they almost walk like Shaggy from Scooby Doo, but like they drag their feet more.
Yeah, I
Everyone's
can
just
imagine.
high. And but that's not the way everyone is. I don't want to paint it like they're just doping everybody up because they're not. Like that's just people they prescribe it to for whatever reason they deem fit. But still, like yeah, you're right. Some edibles would be a lot better for not just them but everybody. I mean,
And also, well, I mean, if they don't want to do it for the prisoners, do it for the correctional officers because they're in danger all the time. Because, some lifer who's sentenced to 150 years for killing 6 people, he doesn't have anything to lose, right? He could kill a correction officer, and it wouldn't matter if they gave him another murder sentence. So you might as well keep that guy on weed and keep him in a good mood so he won't try anything.
very true, very true.
Okay. Okay, so the next one is try to find a way to see the humor in every situation. I think people who, again, we don't, people like us, I think we can usually find a way to laugh at most situations. I mean, some are a little too heavy duty and you can't help but take seriously. But I think if you can't have a sense of humor about everything, it's just going to kill you, right?
Oh, definitely. Um, I mean that's a problem that we used to have, like, or not now. We used to totally laugh as a society, like we all laughed at jokes. I mean, humor about all of our quirks and stereotypes and racial differences and midget jokes and fat people jokes and white jokes and we used to all laugh at it, like whether you consider it right or wrong. Like we all used to kind of just joke and laugh, and people weren't so sensitive, and everyone wasn't so uptight about everything. Like yes, there is a line that can be crossed, and things can become offensive. But when we're all just sitting around having a laugh, like it's okay to laugh at your faults. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you can't find the little humor in little things, or laugh at yourself, or laugh at our differences, and like there really is no point. You're going to be a miserable person, and life's going to suck for you. If you ask my opinion,
Oh, yeah.
like trust me. Believe it or not, Ricky, Julian, and Bubs, they don't sit around talking about how shitty everything is all the time. I mean, Ricky might when he's out of dope or liquor or something, but
Yeah. Well, that's bad. That's when you
yeah,
really hit
that's
rock
bad.
bottom. Yeah.
But besides that, like even jail's awesome if you got a little
Yeah,
dope
yeah.
and liquor.
They're like, don't, yeah, yeah, they're like, don't be dissing jail, man.
Yeah, don't be just in jail, man.
Yeah. Well, even things like I watched this documentary called Carnies, and there's one guy. It's usually people like us who work in the carnival, and this one dude had like 2 girlfriends, and these women were always bitching because they were jealous, and he wouldn't break up with either one of them. And it's kind of funny, but I'm not laughing at them. It's just a funny situation. But if they couldn't find a way to laugh at it, they would have gone crazy, right? So
Very true.
yeah.
Which always shocks me. Guys trying to have two girlfriends, that's insane.
Especially a guy who works in the carnival. I don't know if you've ever taken a good look at the guys who work at the carnival, but the AZ State Fair you have there in America.
Oh, yeah. We got Cardis down here. You know that.
I want to try some of that food you guys have at those carnivals. Like, you guys, it's amazing what they come up with. Just like, it's all high calorie, heart clogging shit, but it sounds pretty fucking good. Like, deep fried Mars bars and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've made deep fried Snickers and deep fried Twix before.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, they're good. No, hey, buddy, it's really easy if you want to do it. Just go get yourself some candy bars, however you want, and then all you got to do is make yourself like a sweet batter. Just go ahead and Google sweet deep fried batter or sweet batter, and then get the recipe, and then you just coat it in there and get you a nice little pot of oil, get it nice and hot, drop it in there, let it deep fry for a minute. That thing's going to turn into a shell around it, and then all the chocolate and the nougat and the crap inside kind of goos around. And
oh man,
yeah.
That must be good when you're stoned. That must be very good.
Oh yeah, dude. Roll yourself and smoke up a nice big 6-paper joint. Hit yourself a couple deep fried Snickers. Oh, dude, you have yourself a little mouthgasm, baby.
Yeah.
You can get that mouthgasm.
Yeah, I've never tried deep fried pickles. Have you had those? Are those good?
I've had deep fried pickles. Those are good. Deep fried jalapenos are good too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a deep fried pickle. I mean, you wouldn't do sweet on those. You do more of just like a regular. And then like with the pickle, you put like a little dill. Just put a little dill in the seasoning or in the batter as you roll it around it. Yeah, deep fried pickles are good. Jalapenos, slice those thin, deep fry those. Those are good. What else have I had deep fried?
Can you use like pancake batter as the batter?
I mean, you can, for sure.
Yeah.
You could. Yeah.
Just make it real thick, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. So the next one was, I guess it's kind of a sequel to the last one, but don't take yourself too seriously. Make sure you can laugh at yourself to some degree. Yeah, and that's kind of dovetailed with me in terms of identifying as white trash. Like, I can kind of laugh at the fact that I'm, poor and, I don't own a home or a car or anything. And, some people would consider that to be tragic, and I don't. I can laugh
don't
at
either,
how
buddy.
absurd it is,
I don't either. Some of the freest I've ever felt was living down by the river,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, having things is nice, but then again, that's just more things that you have to pay for. It's more things you have to worry about. That's more things that tie you down.
Yeah.
Let's say you decided you wanted to up and move tomorrow to, Switzerland. Guess what? You don't have to worry about selling your house to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like I was doing research into what the experience of homelessness is, and then this one guy said he was homeless, and then he got himself an apartment, so he got himself off the streets. And he said he wasn't happier. He said, now I suddenly have all these bills, and I'm worried about rent, and I have a job that I hate. And he said, I almost miss the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say there was this one time where I had this place. I was out in the middle of nowhere, and I had a bunch of tarp. I had tarp run through the trees above me, so like it was tarped outside of the tents even, and there was carpeting down, and there was a generator out there, and there was a shopping cart that we had cut up and like tack welded together into a 3-tiered barbecue that we put over a dug hole, and there was a power hookup off the generator, and like I literally had I built a homemade outdoor redneck shower is what I call it. Basically, you take a 2-liter, or actually those 3-liter bottles are the best. You cut the bottom off it, turn it upside down, then you screw a hose attachment on there, because a lot of old school hose attachments will actually screw right onto a 2-liter, 3-liter bottle. And then that goes over onto like a regular sized water bottle. You just poke holes in the bottom. You have that in there, and then you hang it up onto a tree, and then you have it kind of next to on the tree, but just slightly below it. So then gravity goes down from the top one. You heat up water on your fireplace. You pour it into the 3-liter. You have one of those old school quarter turn nozzle that used to sit on the side of the hose. You go turn it off and on. You put one of those on there so you can stop the water from going in and out. Then when you turn it on, the hot water goes through the hose by gravity into the bottle, the smaller one, and then the little holes makes it dribble and trickle out like a shower, man. You get a little outdoor homeless shower. I had all the, what I'm getting at, I had all the luxuries that most people have at home. I had TV, freaking food, cooking, heating source, shower, and literally zero bills.
Wow.
Zero bills.
You know, I'm going to skip one item in the list and say, be resourceful. That is resourceful as shit, my friend. That is very resourceful. You were the cart boy, and you had, wow, I like that. And it's funny because they do a lot of that same stuff on the show, where Ricky was living outside and Bubbles made things out of carts too. I think they did make a barbecue out of a shopping cart.
The double. Well, I know that Bubbles made the double-decker barbecue.
Oh yeah, that's right. When they were stealing barbecues, yeah.
And then Ricky made that deck for the car. Remember, and the car was underneath. Yeah. And that was the bedroom, and then upstairs was the deck.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I remember they built that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like picnicking, right? You know, you make the use of what you got. So,
that's right.
I mean, I miss it. I can't have a barbecue because I live in an apartment, but I miss it. That's the redneck part of me for sure. I love barbecuing.
Well, I got the smoker out on the back porch. We got one of these nice smokers, and so I like to smoke meat out there as much as I can. So,
have you ever made a deep fried turkey?
Yeah.
Is that
good? That's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good. Yeah, because if you do it right, I mean, it's going to help lock in all the juices and everything too. So it's really juicy. But you got to be careful because I mean, if you over deep fry it, it's just going to be a charred mess.
Well, yeah, there's that, and I also heard like it's a potential fire hazard. Like if you're not,
definitely,
yeah,
it can be. You know, well, the thing, anytime you're working with oil, it can be because oil is very flammable. So you just got to make sure that it doesn't splash and get. As long as that doesn't, because it doesn't need flame. If the oil touches a hot coil, like a red part of a hot coil, it'll turn into flame instantly. You know, so that's why. So any heat, you got to be careful with oil because if it splashes, it's going to start a fire. Period.
Yeah. Right. So the next item on the list was don't take shit from anyone who puts you down. So that's inspired by Ricky actually. No matter how wrong he is, no matter what he wants to do, no matter how fucked up it is, he's always like, right. Fuck off. You know what?
Fuck off. Hey, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Fuck off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does say that a couple times.
Yeah. No. Fuck taking shit from people. I don't take shit from people. No, I only take shit from myself.
That's right. You know what? The actress Helen Mirren said, you know what? Because people constantly ask her, because she's in her 70s, they say, you know, what advice would you give to the young people? And she says, if there's one regret I have, it's that I didn't say fuck off more often to people. And that's something. Yeah, that's right. And I unfortunately, I used to be a real doormat. I used to take shit from people, and I regret it now. So, I mean, I know why a lot of old people are cranky, because you just get to that point in your life, man. You just can't take people's garbage anymore.
Yeah. Got no fuck. Like that video I sent you the other day, bud.
Yeah.
The guy on the little ukulele thing. No fucks to give.
Yeah, exactly. People can push you so far, and then that's it, man.
Definitely.
And you're better off letting off that steam, because if you don't, it'll just sit inside of you, and you'll just be resentful and bitter, and you might as well just get it out there.
Well, exactly. If you don't let the steam out eventually, the volcano erupts.
Oh, yeah, totally. And then you'll be like Ricky, smashing shit up. You know, thinking people are kidnapping chickens and shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why the fuck would I kidnap a chicken, he says.
Oh, I love that episode. The next one is be honest. I find it difficult to lie. I don't like to lie. Like John Gotti once said, I never lie because you only lie when you're afraid of someone, when you're afraid of the consequences of telling the truth.
I like that.
Because yeah.
Go ahead.
Isn't it like it's like an acknowledgement that the other person has power, right? And I don't like the idea someone has power over me. So.
Definitely. Wow, this new microphone's good, but
Yeah, it is. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah.
Wonder if I turn it down a little bit. Well, no, because like every time I cough, I pull back and turn my head, and sometimes I even cover my mouth with my T-shirt I got here, and I'm still watching the bar jump to the top. Like you can hear me fine no matter what I do.
Oh yeah, it's very clear. Yeah.
I have to see if I can get these settings down just a little bit so I don't blow y'all out so much. I don't know if I did anything.
No, it sounds fine over here.
All right, good. All right.
All right.
Anyway,
yeah.
So go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, go on. I said my part of that.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah. It's about being honest. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah. That's right. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked from it. Sorry. I'm down, bud.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, well, the thing about lying, if you lie, like you're eventually gonna get caught because when you lie, like you're making up a story. So unless you actually are sitting over here writing notes, this is what I said. I said this to this guy about this, and I said this, and I said this. You're not going to remember them all because you made it up. Like,
yeah.
Get what I'm saying? Like, so eventually stories get crossed or it slightly changes, and it's like, well, no, I thought you said you were wearing a red T-shirt. Oh, I was. Well, last time you said you weren't even there. Like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah.
So, right. You know what I'm saying? When you're telling lies, man, your stories, it's hard to keep track of what you're trying to say, and especially if you're stoned all the time, man. Like it's hard to speak sometimes as it is.
And it's even worse if it's like a collaborative lie where you have to count on people to reinforce the lie and get it straight. That's really good. Like if the cops are coming to the car and you were there with a couple of friends or something, and oh no, we weren't smoking weed. We ran over a skunk.
Well, I mean, I don't remember exactly how the saying goes, but something along the lines of where if there's only two about something, the only way you can get away with it is if you kill the other one.
Yeah.
Something along them lines. Because basically, if someone else knows, people are going to find out eventually. So, yeah. And that's the thing. So there's no point with all the fibbing, because if you keep lying, you'll be just like a ship sinking in a sea of shit.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're like Ricky and you can bullshit the cops into believing that what's happening is something else.
Which is easier than you would believe.
Well, it's possible. Well, when you think about it, I mean, they just arrived on the scene. They have no background, so I guess it's easier to lie to someone who just stumbled into the situation. But
that's true. Especially if no one around is trying to argue against you.
Yeah.
Like if everyone's wanting you to talk these cops in to get it to leave, it tends to be a little easier.
Yeah.
But yeah. I can tell you now, as I've aged, as I've gotten older, as I've hit my 30s, it's become a lot easier to talk. I mean, there's plenty of times where I'll be stumbling around hammered, like I'm walking over to the bar and I can, hey, and we can just converse our way out of it, and they let me go on my way. Now, I can remember at 23, 24, oh, no, you'd be going to jail for that drunk in public walking around. There's, younger, I guess they assume you're up to more. I don't know. As you age, I guess they assume you're up to less, or maybe I just the way I speak to them, the skills have gotten better. I don't really know. I don't really know what I say to them most of the time. Kind of just to coin a phrase of a great man who said it best. Kind of just let the liquor do the thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You let the liquor figure it out.
Yeah. Be the liquor. Yeah. The next item on the list is never be condescending. Well, nobody likes someone who talks down to you, right?
Yeah, you always want to be condescending.
Yeah. Condescending. Yeah. That's right. Not descending, ascending.
That's right.
Talk up to people. That's right.
That's right.
Reach for the stars, but don't look down at people like they're beneath you. That's just annoying.
Very much. Very nice.
Let me see. Yeah, that's like Officer Ted. He's condescending. Fuck that guy. And it's a brilliant moment in the whole series is that scene, and it's brilliantly awkward how they rendered it, where Randy and Officer Ted go to Randy's trailer to have sex, and the other guys are standing there looking at them, and they're not saying anything, but everyone knows like they're gonna go and fuck each other. That was
Or how
so well
about
done.
when
Yeah.
what is it? It's in the one of the later season. Was it 10 or might be 9? When he shows up with the other dude in the car and they take
Oh
Randy
yeah,
off,
downhill
they have him to
skiing.
go downhill skiing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious, man.
Oh, poor Randy. They just make him sit in the front and between those two guys and go downhill skiing.
Well, like Leahy said, you know, you could strip the chrome off a trailer hitch, right? So
That's right. A man's got to eat, you know?
yeah, cheeseburgers.
Did, did you watch an episode of Jail yet, real quick? Not to interrupt your thing.
Yeah, I've watched all of them up to this
Okay.
point, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next episode of No One Out There if you guys haven't seen. Because Smokey's back, baby.
Smokey's back, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the end of the episode, yeah.
That's the way it ends, yeah.
Yeah.
Dresses up as Smokey. Smokey's back. Man's got to eat.
And how much you want to bet he's going to end up in jail, too? That's probably going to happen.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, well, let's see. That was episode 6. So there should be 3 to go. So, I mean, he can go out getting some fuckery, get arrested. If not this one. I mean, as long as he gets arrested by 9, they can still have a whole episode in jail, yeah.
And that'll be cool because, I mean, a guy in jail who used to suck dick for a living, that's bad news, man.
Now what I want to see is he going to be in there in nothing but the orange pants?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Just the orange pants, no shirt, yeah. Maybe they let you do it, I don't know. Let me see. The next one is love yourself, but never be arrogant. I think everyone can appreciate that one. So accept for yourself for who you are and appreciate yourself. Even if you're not particularly sophisticated or whatever, even if you're like Philadelphia Collins walking around with your gut hanging out, just don't think you're better than other people, but accept yourself and love yourself. Have confidence. I think that's a good thing.
That's right. Own it.
Yep.
Confidence is sexy.
Yeah. Even if you got a gut that hangs out.
That's right.
If you're the mustard tiger, yeah.
Don't be conceited. Be convinced.
Yeah, right. You don't want to be like Cyrus. That's not a good way to be. More like Ricky. Yeah. And the last one is value your friends and family. They are your greatest reserve of wealth. So you could lose everything, but those people are what you have at the end of the day, and you should appreciate them. And that's a good lesson to Trailer Park Boys as well. No matter what happens to them, they go to jail, but they still got Ricky and Bubbles, or whatever the configuration is. Even if Bubbles does tend to stay behind when they go to jail, but when they get out, they had Bubbles, and that's a good way to look at your life. You got to retain those relationships.
Very much. Well, that's just because they're trying to keep him out of trouble, because that's their buddy that really doesn't want to be in the situation. I mean, I've all got a buddy. I've covered before, and that's just how it is. You got to take care. You're right.
Yeah. Well, like there are people who become successful, like monetarily, or sometimes maybe in show business, and they stop speaking to the people they used to know, and in some cases, their career falls apart, and then all those other people, they remember being snubbed, and they didn't like it. So it's like I think the saying goes, "Watch how you treat people on the way up, because you might not have them around when you come back down." Something like that.
I think you might have said that accurately.
Yeah.
If not, it was pretty dang close. Pretty dang close, if not.
So living in California, have you known anyone in show business or anyone who works in show business there?
No, believe it or not, no. Not really around the Hollywood scene. I mean, I've met a few. I've seen quite a few. But like, I don't really know anyone. There's a guy I knew I've seen him kind of in high school a couple of times. I didn't really know him too much, but he ended up going and playing football for the Eagles. Few people I know him, but that's basically it. Like, no one I really know.
Apparently one funny thing about LA is that a lot of people who became has-beens are now like working at Starbucks. They'll go to a restaurant or something, and a guy who used to be on TV is there flipping burgers. It's supposed to be kind of weird that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I know. Okay, I went and did some work. There was a company called Dupart, which was a restaurant, and they opened up a place up in Vacaville, and it was down. Their original place is down in L.A., and then they sent me down there for a week to, go learn how to the way they make donuts, and just go learn their way they do things because they wanted us to do it their way at the new place they're opening up here, and I remember, shoot, dude. Danny Trejo, I saw walk in there one day. Let's see here. Who was it, man? There was somebody else that was walking by right out front. And another time, I can't remember who it is now. That shows you how much weed I smoke. Yeah. But I know up in Napa. Let's see here. I met. Believe it or not, I met Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton came into Napa one time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was actually campaigning for Hillary back when she was running, and my grandma wanted to go down there to see, so I went down there with her, and I wanted to see if I could see Bill. But when he went by and shook hands. My aunt went with us, and she was in a wheelchair. Because she was in a wheelchair, they got to go to the front line. That was the main reason why I went, was to help push my aunt, because grandma couldn't really push her by herself. And so because she was wheelchair, they got to go to the front line. So we got to go down the front row, and as we left, he shook everybody's hand on the way out. So I got to shake his hand. I don't know how I feel about that now. Like, Bill I don't know. I've learned a lot about the dude as time gone on. I don't really try to get into politics. This is not the podcast for that. We could do that in another one another day or something.
Yeah.
But let's see here. I've met Macaulay Culkin once.
Oh yeah. Well, was he? Yeah, he's cool, right?
Yeah. Let's see here. The dude from was it CSI? The original CSI, the blonde kid that was like the office nerd kid. He came into Downtown Joe's one time when I was there having drinks. I had drinks with him, bought him a beer at Downtown Joe's, a place in Napa. So anyway, long story short, there's been a few I've seen and met here and there, but I've never really known anyone,
Yeah, it's about the same here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard this thing about how Bill Clinton has this unbelievable appeal for women. Like, some women just go crazy for him.
Well, he's a smooth talker, they say. Well, it's like, if you ever seen that episode of Family Guy, he moves in like across the street and becomes like best friends with Peter. She's keeping him out, and they're partying and doing stupid boy stuff and getting in trouble. And Lois gets mad, so she goes to his he's staying at a hotel. That's right. She goes to his hotel to complain that, hey, your friendship with Peter is interfering, blah, 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 right? Well, she knocks on the door. He answers the door. She begins to give him, give it to him, right? Just tell him. And then all of a sudden, it does one of those, like, the screen turns black for a second, and it comes back, and they're both laying in bed, and she's sitting next to him and goes, "Oh, you're good." Like, it doesn't even show you what he says or nothing. Just, "Oh, you're good." Fast forward to the end of the episode, Peter finally finds out that Lois bangs Bill Clinton, so he goes over to the hotel room, bangs on the door even louder. He opens the door and he fucking starts giving him one. Hey, blah, 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 blah. This does the same thing, and they're both sitting in bed and Peter's got the blanket up over his chin, and he looks over at him and goes, "Oh, you are good." Like, what the fuck did you say? How did this just happen? Basically.
Well, when he was here promoting his memoir, I remember reading in the paper, they said he's a babe magnet. Like, young hot chicks were just throwing themselves at him. So
I've heard that too, and then I've heard a lot of negative things behind a lot of that too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, what must have happened was, like, for so many years he experienced that, and then he just took it for granted and thought every woman would want him, and then that probably led to the sexual harassment.
That very much can be. Yep, and that's a thing. Not everyone wants it, and sometimes even when they do, they don't really do,
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Got to be very, very careful.
Yeah. Well, we had a really good talk tonight. I think it just went very well.
Shoot, is it over already?
Yeah. We're at just about under an hour and 10 minutes now, yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll save some of the things I got. I got some other things here that we didn't even get into, but we'll save them for next week, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna leave everybody with the Rejected theme song that I made for the podcast, which is just a bunch of people swearing. I'll send you the link. Nice. You can hear that afterwards.
Nice. All righty.
All right. Until next time, we've got your belly.
We got your bellies.
All right, take care, man.
Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Fuck off.
No, fuck you.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Want to stick your tongue up my ass and give it a couple of twirls?
Shut the fuck up.
Suck my cock.
Eat me.
Eat my ass.
Eat my ass.
I'm going to pay you $100 to fuck off.
Damn.
Who's got your belly?
Suck my cock. Lick it. Suck it. Swallow it whole.